We have several worries that we will be working with the Senate Republicans on to make sure we fully understand their approach over the next several weeks. Among those worries are that if we have a legislatively required individual mandate, we worry that the numbers of people who currently are insured through their employment will decrease, because there will no longer be any reason for many employers who have struggled to insure their workers, particularly those whose incomes are not significant, to feel that responsibility, because by failing to insure, the individuals will be mandated to have insurance, and individuals below a certain level of income will become the government's responsibility. They will fall into the subsidy pool. It's very difficult to predict how many or at what rate that would possibly increase the number of uninsured, but we worry that that would be one of the unintended consequences. Secondly, unlike the existing employer-employee system, we have great concerns about how the administrative structure to track the individual contribution, to collect it, and to then connect it with health insurance would be set up. In our efforts to try to work with Treasury and OMB and others to create that individual subsidy system, it struck us as extremely complicated and bureaucratic, and also maybe more intrusive, because instead of the employer-employee transaction with the money coming in, individuals would have to perhaps show their income tax returns. They'd have to have their income tracked, because they would either be up or below the subsidy level at certain periods or certain years. So we believe it would be much more difficult to administer the individual mandate system. And finally, we worry that there would be some incentive to keep wages lower so that individuals would remain in the subsidy pool as opposed to being covered by their employer with whatever contribution might be available, which would result in perhaps a further splitting of the kind of care that's available between those who can afford and have some kind of employer contribution and those who do not.